Hello, horror fans, and welcome to another episode of Silver Screams. Tonight we are going to be talking to you about Scream Queens episode whatever, Mommie, Dearest. I've given up on trying to actually name the numbers because I can never remember the actual number. I want to say 8, but because of Hulu
says 8, but the network says 7.
And which is dumb because, like, you would think that sequentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wouldn't be that hard.
Either way, we've got 4 left.
Because you combine the pilot and the second episode together and call it 1, that screws everybody up. So screw you guys. Just do 1, 2, 3, 4 from now on.
Either way, we've got 4 left.
Yeah.
Full stop.
And all in all, Mommie, Dearest, we got so much interesting stuff. We get a little bit of dirt on Zayday. We get a lot of dirt on Grace's mom. We find out who Grace's mom is. And a lot of really good information. But probably the 2 best things in this episode is the opening scene, which is an homage/parody of Psycho, and the moment where Chanel Oberlin gets slapped in the face.
I feel like that's like the moment in Game of Thrones where Joffrey gets slapped, where someone just needs to take it and loop it for 10 minutes on YouTube. Like, if someone has done that, or if someone would like to do that, that'd be great. Merry early Christmas to us.
But to Chanel's credit, like,
she deserved
it for one, and a scene like we slowly throughout the season we're seeing her grow and progress and change. And I think this, that scene in particular, and especially the scene with Denise that followed, it really cements that even if she's being forced to, Chanel is having to look at life from a different perspective. And I'm hoping that's going to eventually change her for the better. She seems to take 1 step forward and then 2 steps back in a lot of ways. Like, when she saved Zayday, she took 1 step forward, and then immediately the next week was like, Grace and Zayday are the killers, and that's 2 steps back. So it's a very interesting sense of progression, but it's not as repetitive or as annoying as, say, certain animated cartoon shows that have development and then don't.
Animated hurt you, didn't it?
It did. So many ways. Transformers animated, for those of you who don't know. It hurt my heart.
Nobody learns anything.
No. And then it just kills everyone you actually like, and it's so sad.
Spoilers.
I didn't say who, just everyone you actually like.
Yeah. You get through 3 episodes, you know exactly who that is. Spoilers.
Shh, quiet. Quit giving it away. It's such a good show, kind of, when it's not being repetitive and annoying.
Season 3 is really good.
Season 3 is great.
But you gotta get there.
Anywho, getting back to this show, this opening fight scene was...
oh my gosh.
Just stupendous. I saw that movie 50 times.
I taught him everything I knew about making love, and in return, he taught me to fight.
It was just the best.
And then punching Justice Scalia in the face over and over again. The Affordable Care Act does not make people eat broccoli.
It's so weird because on the one hand, we just love Jamie Lee Curtis. That is a fact. That is a given. That is a staple of life. But we don't like the Dean.
Yeah.
She covered up a murder years and years ago. She's just generally very selfish and terrible, and she just murdered her ex-husband and framed an innocent woman for multiple murders. That, in and of itself, she's a very terrible person, even if, quote-unquote, he had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
No. No, the Dean's got a subscription at this point. She has so many issues.
But it's so funny to see somebody so awful be so righteously awesome and, like, be genuinely saying a lot of things I agree with.
We don't usually root for her. We were rooting for her.
As she was punching arguably more evil people in the face.
3 murderers in the face. 2 of whom we have identified at this point.
Yes. Gigi, who was dressed as Justice Scalia, and Jonas, a.k.a. Boone, a.k.a. I don't care, I'm going to keep calling him Jonas.
Pretty much. Who's been missing since episode 1? Episode 2?
Although apparently he's been masquerading around as Joaquin Phoenix. He doesn't know how to spell Joaquin.
Or Phoenix.
No. That's adorable.
And it's like, okay. Like, no, I'm blending in. And he's having this conversation in the gym about how all he does is work out and kill people. Like, has no one picked up on these confessions to murder?
He's a method actor. Joaquin Phoenix is such a method actor. Didn't you see him on the David Letterman show? Oh my God. That is what I imagine these children at this college sound like. No. Don't worry, I'll never do that again. Anyway.
I'll hold you to that.
Anyway, so yeah, although this, again, it kind of, and I keep saying this, and I'm going to feel so dumb if I'm wrong, but this cements in my mind who the other killer is, which is the guy from their, I need to call it a sorority. Fraternity. The guy from their fraternity that has a crush on Zayday.
Honestly, I don't think he's a big enough name to be the killer, especially since in the preview we got a scene with unmasked Boone and unmasked Gigi, and the third one still in the mask. Like, I don't think it's a big enough surprise. I don't think he's a big enough name to have that payoff at this point in the game. Because you know that's going to be a final episode payoff. And if it's just that schmuck in the background, well, who cares?
That's very true, and you make a great point, but logically, I don't see it being anybody else.
You expect this series to have logic?
And that's the thing, is logically that's who I'm pointing my fingers at, and that's why I'm going to feel really dumb when/if I'm wrong, and by when/if, I mean probably when, because I am beans at trying to figure these things out.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm just looking from a story standpoint. That is not a good enough payoff.
Yeah, no.
He's too much in the background.
I don't even remember his name. If they unveiled him and it's like, oh yeah, it's that guy. I totally knew who the killer was. And also, I don't know his name and I'm confused now. Although, you know, what would make that really surprising is in the promo, we see Boone kind of walking through the window with a bouquet of flowers. If he was the one that had a crush on Zayday and who kidnapped her and brought her down to that weird dungeon, then I have no basis for my theory, which means that it could be anybody.
He also might be bi.
Yeah, no, 100%. He could be bi. That is what I'm saying. He might have this big crush on Zayday. Who knows? And oh yeah. Anywho. So the big like story elements in this again is finding out about Grace's mom. We find out that she was, because Chanel blackmailed Scotland Yard somehow.
She's Chanel. At this point you just don't question it. She's a black hole of logic. The story has to work around her even though it's
because she's stupid
we
rich.
have issues here. Doesn't matter. Chanel. Are you sure? I mean it really. Chanel.
Stop saying indeed.
It's like she warps logic around her, so at this point you gotta go. You gotta.
But so we have her digging up dirt on Grace because they can't find anything for Zayday, and they find out about Grace's mom being the head of the sorority of Kappa House the year the student died. And that we know for sure. I can't miss
waterfalls. This is my jam.
And we can basically say for sure that Grace wasn't the baby in the tub because she was born 9 months later, according to her birth certificate. And, but that being said, the other baby was a boy. So that kind of makes us start shifting around. And again, I'm like, please don't do the incest thing, show, please. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. But it could be that Boone was the baby. It could be that her friend, the journalist, is the baby. It could be that the other red devil, who hasn't been revealed to us yet, is the baby.
It could be one of the Chanels.
They implied that the baby was a boy.
Well, there's
based
two.
on the they implied that the baby was a boy, or
there's a boy and a girl.
Yeah, and I think it was heavily implied that she was the girl in that painting.
Grace?
Yeah.
They just said she wasn't.
No, that she wasn't the baby in the tub, not that she wasn't one of the babies in the painting.
Point.
Yeah, because, there was this crazy lady, and she had a very negligent mother. So it's entirely possible that Gigi was taking care of her and the tub baby at the same time. And that's very much what it looks like, because Grace's mother was horribly, horribly negligent.
Driving drunk with a baby on top of the car.
Yeah.
It's just like, how? Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that a felony child endangerment?
That is super child endangerment.
That's something.
I'm not up on my child safety laws, but because I have no children.
I feel like that's like felony level.
That's definitely like take your children away levels of negligence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's easy to assume that Gigi was taking care of both. Not only that, but Gigi has essentially declared herself Grace's new stepmom, which is weird.
Without her dad say so. She just came home with an engagement ring. We're engaged now. Sure.
And he's like, whatever floats your boat,
and
literally.
Dad sees no problem with this. Dad's like, oh, she's quirky. And I'm like, no, honey, she's not.
She was quirky at first. Before
it's like,
we knew.
Something traumatic got you stuck in the 90s. Okay, we'll deal with it.
But I will say, she is a master at being able to turn things on their head. She is very manipulative, and it is fascinating to watch her talk with somebody who knows she's full of bullshit, but still not be able to still not be able to win the conversation anyway.
Her gaslighting Grace was masterful. Terrifying, but masterful.
Yeah, and especially since she's like chopping up vegetables at the same time, and she's brandishing this large kitchen knife. It's terrifying.
She's like, nope.
But apparently she's ruining the Red Devil brand, so she's got to go.
According to Boone.
Yes, according to Boone. But the main question here is he says that they're going to take her out so that they can finish what they set out to do.
Now, what the hell did they set out to do?
Exactly.
And how does it differ from her plans? We just don't know.
And especially since they go, they continue their murder spree, and they kill Candle Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and...
Well, I think she was recording. I don't know if she was streaming.
I don't know about streaming, but she was definitely recording a review. And not gonna lie, I want to go the same way, so I'm gonna be watching my back from now on. And luckily, the entrance is over yonder. The other entrance is over yonder, so I think we're covered.
Unless the cat shows up.
Did we check behind the futon? Are we good? Are we good? I don't see anybody, but I'm short.
No one has come in since I got back 2 hours ago.
That's what they want you to think.
The entrance is right there.
That's what they want you to think. Anyway.
You first.
Dang it, yeah, I am the minority in the apartment, aren't I? That sucks.
It's between the minority and the dumb blonde. We'll see who walks out of this.
Ooh, that's a coin toss right there.
It really
is. We're not the main character. It's the brunette down the hall or something. Is there a brunette down the hall? Because if there is, we're screwed.
I think there might be.
Oh, no! We're gonna die. That's terrible.
But that means we have all the other cast of characters in the building, too. Like the fitness trainer with the dog who lives
Yeah, maybe we can buy ourselves some time. Maybe. Anyway, so poor Jennifer dies, and it just becomes too much. The dean has to admit that there is a serial killer on the loose, and she goes ahead and she shuts down the school as they're playing Eternal Flame in honor of poor Jennifer.
Well, and Jennifer died after she badmouthed Zayday.
Exactly, and
which, if the series is still trying to cast suspicion, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, especially because they basically cement that prior to that Zayday is a terrible suspect because she has a great network of friends. There's absolutely no evidence against her.
She is squeaky clean.
She is squeaky clean. And again, we only saw her rendition of events when describing the Red Devil kidnapping. Yeah, we saw her get kidnapped and we saw her put down in the hole. It's entirely possible that at that point, I would have to rewatch the series because I don't remember at what point we saw 2 Red Devils. But it could be that prior to that, it was just Gigi and Boone. And so, like, the points where we see 2 Red Devils running around, it could have just been the 2 of them. And that this was Boone, if he has a crush on her, acting on his own, and at that point actually winning her over to his side to be the other Red Devil, to be my accomplice.
See, all I can think of is Zayde is the one in the hole. That's
just like poor Edgar. Poor Edgar.
Edgar's the one in the hole.
But, so that's entirely possible given that nobody else saw her escape and we only have her word to go on. And prior to this, she seemed trustworthy. But that being said, it's also very convenient that Jennifer died right after.
Please murder these people for literally no reason.
But again, very convenient that Jennifer died right after Zayde, found out that she was telling, basically casting suspicion on her. So
actually, I think Zayde's still in the clear because we got Gigi having the conversation with presumably the 3rd Red Devil saying, we're here to kill people, we're not here to kidnap them for romantic trysts. The other guy has to go. True. And if Boone is the other guy in this scenario, then she wouldn't be saying that to Zayde.
That's very true. I got ahead of myself. I apologize. My theory is now out the window.
That Boone is, that one's done.
Damn it! I thought I had something.
We're sitting here, oh yeah, she's innocent, this is the only one that exonerates her, and the last episode it's going to be like, how?
This was all my master plan. No,
at that point it wouldn't make any sense.
No. I mean, I genuinely don't think it was her, but I was open to the idea that maybe she... Although...
Oh yeah, for a while I loved the idea of Grace being the killer, but I don't think that's the case either. Despite the, I'm my mother's daughter, you better stay away from me. Like, honey, no.
Although, now
you're like a kid.
Now that the Dean has killed somebody and made it look like a Red Devil murder, it's also entirely possible that other people are capitalizing on that and using the Red Devil murders to enact their own revenges. I don't think Zayde would stoop to that for literally no reason, but it's entirely possible that some of the murders are unrelated to their revenge quest or whatever they set out to do.
Well, but Jennifer is a Kappa, and if that's the thread... The only one that doesn't really fit the thread is Mr. Swirly. Was that it? The new mascot?
Yeah, he was kind of out of the blue, but I guess that was because he was the mascot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because they deliberately changed the mascot, and so both Red Devils are like, he's got to go. Which, again, is unfortunate because he didn't deserve that. But
no, he was kind of a douche, but he didn't deserve that.
He didn't deserve that. No, he was just a guy. But yeah, and I guess, that also makes me question why they'd kill their own fraternity brothers, apart from it being hilarious, usually. But
we just don't know.
We don't, but... I'm really enjoying the show. I really enjoyed this episode. After the opening scene, I was already won over.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the plot points that we got after that was just icing on the cake for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts on this one?
No, I think we pretty much covered it all.
I think so, too. Any predictions for the next one?
People gonna die.
People gonna die. I do like that they officially reveal Boone to the rest of the Kappas that he is alive and that he is very much participating in these murders.
Yeah. And again, we have that scene with 2 unmasked Red Devils and one just hanging out in the background like, yep. And there's no reason for me to be in costume right now except the audience doesn't know who I am, so...
And it does look like they're going to try to kill off Gigi next week. Whether or not they succeed is yet to be seen. But even if they don't succeed, I've got a feeling she's not going to talk until the last episode.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be sad if she got killed off, but it would take out a very interesting element of the plot. In the same way that taking out the dean would take out a very good piece on the board.
Exactly.
You gotta save those for the last, like, 2 episodes.
Yeah. I'm all for that. This is exciting. Well, that just about does it. Katie Cullen, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet.
And I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. Also, be sure to follow Silver Screams on social media. That's Twitter and Facebook, Silver_Screams. Send us a tweet. We want to know what you guys want to hear about. Once we get past, like, November, we'll be able to actually start doing more movie reviews and more retro reviews and more, like, television reviews. So send in your requests so that we can start doing these.
Holiday-themed horror.
Guys, Krampus is coming out. That's going to be so much fun.
She's going to see
But
it.
if anybody, like, had your favorite holiday horror
Christmas
movie.
episodes of Buffy or Goosebumps.
Oh, or favorite Christmas horror movies,
Holiday.
like Gremlins or
Holidays.
things like that.
Just give us holidays.
Although if anybody recommends
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
We're not doing Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no. We have brain cells. And apart from drinking alcohol, I don't plan on killing them.
I watched an in-depth review of that, and I have no desire to see the actual movie.
It hurts your soul, right? Yeah, no. It's not even so bad. It's good. It's just ugly. It's just bad.
It's just ugly.
Bad.
So yeah, aside from we will take exception if you recommend something and we're like, no.
Where we wash our hands of it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you all next time.